That's good, right?
Hey film friends, I'm Nick Furman. This is Furman on Film. Welcome to the channel. In today's video, we'll be reviewing Renfield. If you're new to the channel, here's our format. And if you've been here before, please feel free to use the timestamps in the description below. Please stick around to the end to get our FOF rating out of 5 stars. Without further ado, this is Renfield. Renfield chronicles the story of the tortured aide to history's most narcissistic boss, Count Dracula. As henchman, he is forced to procure his master's prey and do his every bidding, no matter how debased. But now, after centuries of servitude, Renfield is ready to see if there's a life outside the shadow of the Prince of Darkness. If only he can figure out how to end his codependency. All right, let's start with what I liked about this film. How about this? Nicolas Cage is all in. I mean, he's in full-on campy horror mode here with the big expressions and the lanceolate teeth. Just hamming it up big time, and I am here for it. Actually, there are a lot of solid performers on screen as well. Nicholas Hoult is always a committed performer. He never really blows you away, but he sinks into his roles very well. Here, I think he shows that he has some leading man potential. And Awkwafina isn't miscast. She's throwing around one-liners per usual and aiming for a law enforcement woman of conviction. It mostly works. Now your mileage may vary on Ben Schwartz, but if you like his sense of humor or any of the other dwellers in Renfield's codependency group, then this one will crack you up. That's the thing, this film does take a new swing at the well-worn story of the Count from Transylvania. The entire narrative is shaped as codependent relationship psychobabble. It's essentially a framing device for the entire story arc. Remember this. And I have to say, that central notion of a severed relationship between a narcissist and his abused assistant is a pretty solid place to commence with a satire. I feel like there's a but coming. Finally, look, you came to a Nicolas Cage horror comedy vampire flick. Didn't it seem familiar to you? Yeah, dude, we get it. For many people, Cage on 11, read charisma, is the best kind of disposable entertainment. All right, let's move on to some of the things I liked a little bit less. Yes, there was a but above. It's true that this retelling of Dracula is rife with new possibilities. Unfortunately, it is annoyingly undercooked. See, Renfield promises a novel approach to Stoker's age-old yarn, but instead it ends up being about 5 different films all at once. There's the interesting psych self-help stuff, but it keeps being shoved aside by other minor story threads. And in so doing, Nicolas Cage is relegated to a far lesser role than he deserved, and the picture is worse for it. There's a burgeoning romance between 2 of the stars, kind of a fish-out-of-water tale about a guy trying to fit in the modern world. And yeah, there's all the slapstick violence, and probably most ridiculously, some gang story that is a tremendous setup for Schwartz one-liners, but does not hold together at all. Speaking of the action, the staging is rather prosaic here. In point of fact, it's gory, but not rah-rah fun horror flick gory, more like inane, cartoonish amounts of bloody bucketfuls, which I think was the point, but just never really did all that much for me. All right, let's move on to some of my own original thoughts and the themes of the picture. Not a ton new here. You know, I've already said that I thought the codependent plot was underserved by all of the competing narratives, and that the romance, while endearing, has the effect of sidelining the very best part of Renfield, namely Nicolas Cage just chewing scenery to the utmost. But the original plan was for the film to be part of the Dark Universe movie series. The original mission was to construct updated riffs on the classic Universal monsters, but the film was shelved after 2017's The Mummy was just abysmal. Yeah, remember that, baby? Oof. But eventually, The Walking Dead creator Robert Kirkman pitched it as a standalone comedy, and then they grabbed Cage, and the rest is history. Okay, so what do we conclude? Well, what did you think you were getting? Vampire's Kiss? Renfield is campy, it's bloody, it's funny, sorta, but the cast, led by Oscar winner Nicolas Cage, is up for a good time. So why can't we be? Well, there you have it. The only thing left to discuss is our rating for this film. FOF gives Renfield 2.2 out of 5 stars. If you enjoyed this review, please let us know by smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel. You can also hit that little bell so you get notified each time we release a new video. And to all my horror stands out there, how did you feel about Renfield? What are some of your favorites? Let us know in the comments below. Also, please don't forget to head on over to FurmanOnFilm.com where you can check out written reviews, a new deep dive on the 2018 film The Rider, and so much more. Thanks for watching. I'm Nick Furman. This is Furman on Film. Stay firm, my friends.